That's right, it is Monday and Xander's still off on his travels gallivanting around Indonesia, and we've also got some issues with the video radio today. So John is in the studio, DJ Soleil.
Hello, hello.
Hello, John. How you been doing this past week?
Very well, very well. Thank you very much.
Seems like I just saw you today.
Oh, yes.
So on this segment, we get to try interesting things in Korea that you can usually buy from the convenience store. But I wanted to ask you personally.
Yeah.
Coming to Korea, what is your favorite, convenience store item?
My favorite item from the convenience store...
Could be drink, food, or non-food as well.
I think, for me, personally, it is I think it's called morning care.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The after drink kind of hangover cure for the mornings.
Yeah, it's either morning care or condition.
Okay. Why do you like those?
Oh, because you feel better in the morning. After, especially in my branch of work.
Yes.
Being out till very late is part of the job, and having a drink like that before really helps you to get up in the morning again. Yeah?
Before drinking the alcohol?
Absolutely.
Is that when you recommend it?
Yes.
Because some people, everyone's got their little kind of methods they use. Some people say during drinking it's okay, or maybe when you finish, just before bed. And then others as well say there are certain drinks you can drink in the morning. But your tip is before the alcohol goes in.
Yeah, before you go to bed, you should drink it. Usually it's probably better if you drink it before you start drinking. But, sometimes you forget. And then mid-drink, you're thinking, oh, actually, I should get one of those. And then you just do. And yeah, that's great.
Does it make you feel better? Are you pretty sure about that?
Well, I'm trying to convince myself that it does. So I'm not entirely sure if that's true. But maybe it's just a placebo effect. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know either. Because obviously, whenever you drink, you always feel different the next day. Sometimes you feel terrible. Sometimes you feel not so terrible. And I can never tell whether it's because of that drink. Because you never will know, right?
Exactly.
If you didn't drink it, how you would have felt. But I also feel that placebo effect. I feel like when it's a big night out, I've got to drink one of those. There's these new ones that are like jellies as well, like gummy bears.
Yeah.
They taste really good as well. So I want to just say to myself, this is working as well. This is for my health. Is there nothing like that in Germany then? Like a hangover cure drink?
I don't think so. Not really. Like in Germany, what you do is usually, you eat like greasy food in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
Like my personal favorite is cold pizza.
Cold pizza. Tastes way better the next day.
Absolutely.
So good.
The frozen pizza you made in the night before because you thought it's a great idea, and then you don't eat it, and then the next morning you get up and you go to the kitchen, it just lies on the kitchen table, and you're like, oh yes.
It's a much more low-tech hangover cure than the ones you can buy in those pretty little bottles here in Korea. Yeah, in the UK as well, there's no hangover cure products sold like that, I don't think. I think one method that I remember from college days, an old school method, was you drink a lot of milk before you drink alcohol, and apparently that lines your stomach with some dairy. I don't know if that's a good thing. And then you could drink a bit more,
Well, my number one tip from the UK was definitely kebab. Yeah, kebabish.
At the end of the night,
right? Oh, yeah.
Before you
always.
go to bed, instead of the hejangguks and fantastic food you can get here, have that weird meat on a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get those in Itaewon these days as well.
You can, but there's a distinct taste to the ones you can get in the UK.
Yeah, I feel like it was a combination of the lamb and then also a lot of sweat. I could taste sweat in those kebabs, a bit of saltiness in them.
I think you're confusing the sweat for love.
Of course.
The love.
That's what I meant. The love that goes into making those kebabs. Oh, I miss that as well, John, from the UK, making me nostalgic for my days in London. Today we are doing another theme. So last week it was lunch boxes and interesting foods you could have from the convenience store. What's the topic this week?
Oh, it is about... I think it's about drinks this time, isn't it?
Drinks. We've got about, let me do my maths here, 4, 7, 9. I'm very good at maths there. See, 9 different drinks.
Oh, fantastic.
On the table. And these are all pretty Korean drinks. So we're not going to be doing things like cola and sparkly water and stuff like that.
Okay.
But drinks that are pretty unique to Korea. Maybe some of them you can find versions in other countries. Are you a fan of the refrigerator in the convenience store? I'm often amazed at how many drinks they have here.
Absolutely. There's an entire wall in every, or sometimes it's even 2 walls, And it's just so many drinks, you just don't know what to pick.
I know. I often get that dilemma. I just stand in front of the fridge for ages, looking at everything. I'm like, there's too much choice.
Yeah.
And it really depends on, I guess, what you feel like. So the first group of drinks that we're going to do, I don't know how to describe these. I guess kind of healthy. and kind of clear drinks as well. Like there's nothing that you'll be chewing on in these drinks. Kind of teas, I suppose, would be a good way to describe them. Are you a fan of this group of drinks? It's like things like boricha, like the barley tea and whatnot.
Actually, I'm a really big fan of boricha because that's the tea my mom used to make since I was a kid for me. And I would wake up every morning for a cup of boricha. That would be my first drink of the day for like years and years.
Barley tea.
Yeah.
Is that a common drink in Germany?
No, just at my house it was. But I don't think it's very popular or like even known for other people. Yeah.
The same in the UK as well. But the weird thing is, you know, in Germany, do they have like fruit squashes? Like where you have a bit of orange, like really concentrated orange, then you'd pour in the water to dilute it. Is that not a big thing?
No. What do they call it? Aid, right? That's what they call it here.
Well, in the UK, they call it squash because it's not fizzy.
Yeah.
It's like just the real extract.
So
you'd have like black currant squash and orange squash.
Yeah, that's not very popular in Germany.
Yeah, in the UK, I think it's terrible for your health, but that's quite popular. And in some of those squashes, they have barley mixed with the fruits, but they don't have just the barley tea like we have in Korea, the boricha. So my friends would often say, "What's that brown water you're drinking?" And I give it to them, and they'd love it. Like it is a nice taste.
It is also very healthy for you.
Yeah, and in Korea, some people just say that is 물. Like when they say, "Would you like some 물 or water?" They'll give you boricha as well.
In the restaurants as well.
Don't be confused. You know, that is just the water equivalent. And like John said, it's really healthy for you. We don't have boricha today, but we're going to start off with this bottle I have in my hand called 누룽지. Nurungji as a drink. So describe what nurungji is, you know, when you usually hear it.
Like when you usually hear it, it's like the rice that is stuck on the bottom of the like boiling pot, or like how do you call it, right? And then it's like usually you scratch it off because it's like burnt to the pot, and it has like this distinct like burnt taste. Yeah. But still the rice taste as well. So actually I like it a lot. Like usually you put like hot water on top of it. Yeah. So it just like, you know, kind of like comes up and like just like, you know,
it floats around.
Yeah. And then you just go for it, and it tastes fantastic, actually.
The way we describe it, it doesn't sound very nice, does it? Burnt rice that you scrape off the bottom and put some water in there. And this is apparently the drink of that, but without any rice in it, right? How does it taste?
Wow, it actually tastes pretty similar.
Wow. Yeah, it tastes like rice, like burnt
just cold,
rice. Yeah,
cold instead. Yeah.
So there is the other drink, which is the shike, that has the actual bits of rice in it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very different to this. This tastes, I don't know, almost a bit savory, but it's water.
Yeah, the shike one would be very sweet and just like a nice kind of dessert drink.
Yeah. This, on the other hand, you could just drink it on a hot day, I suppose.
I think, it does taste very good, actually.
Grain tea is what it says in English on the front here, but the more detailed explanation is what we told you. I've never picked this out at the supermarket. I don't know about you.
No, me neither.
I think this is my first time drinking this.
That's good, eh?
Yeah, it's not bad at all for a little tea. Okay. That's drink number one out the way. The next tea that we've got is one that is quite popular for its hangover effects as well. Hokkaecha.
Hokkaecha, that's one of my favorites.
So I think they put some of this hokke, which I just looked up before the show, Oriental Raisin Tea, is what it's called in English, apparently. Not that that's going to help our listeners envision what that is. But I think they put some hokke in some of those hangover bottles that you were talking about earlier. So I'll pour some for John as well.
Thank you.
It looks pretty much the same. These are all kind of brown, watery liquids. This one may be a bit darker. How does it smell?
I think the brown ones don't really have a strong smell to it.
Not a distinct smell at all. Just going to have to go for the flavour then.
Let's go for it.
Bottoms up. It is like a kind of distinct taste. I don't think I've had that taste from other teas.
I think what I always thought was like that hokkaecha is very similar to boricha.
Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe like an adult version of boricha.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I don't like that taste as much as I like boricha.
I didn't drink boricha for a while now, I think. Like, maybe the one that they give you in the restaurants, that is boricha, right? Like,
Yeah, that's the one, the standard one. But it is definitely a drink that kids, I think, have a lot more. Their mums just have it in a bottle in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
That's what our kids love as well. This hotge, though, I said it's the Oriental Raisin Tea, but it doesn't taste like raisins. Like, it's not fruity or anything, right? It's weird to explain. I don't know. Would people like this, do you think? Your friends back in Germany.
I mean, think of it now. If you really think about the raisins now, I think you can kind of find the raisin taste in there a little bit.
Like at the end?
Yeah, like a small aftertaste.
Yeah, it's definitely not a fruity drink. Like, you wouldn't drink it and say it's fruity, but you're right. There is some kind of hint at the end. Wow, I've never tasted that.
I think the Nurungji, the one we had before, this is definitely more suitable for like first timers in Korea. Definitely more like, I think, friendly to every kind of taste bud.
The hotgecha.
No, the Nurungji.
The Nurungji.
Yeah, Nurungji.
The grain tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. This one is, I'm guessing, if this was a hot tea, then it wouldn't be so bad. Like a green tea or something like that.
Yeah.
They've all got a bit of bitterness. But as a cold drink, it is a bit distinct, I suppose. The last one that we're going to do in part one is something that says Yagwan Mun, which our writer explained means open the doors at night.
Well, that sounds very exciting.
Yes, it does indeed. So it's meant to have those connotations of being an exciting drink maybe at night and helping with your, I guess, drinking alcohol maybe?
On other nightly activities.
Yes. Let's see what it does. A stimulant, I suppose, right? I've never had this either. Like, there are so many that there must be handfuls of drinks that we haven't tried despite living here for years, right? Okay, but this does have a kind of smell. A weird kind of jjimjilbang smell to me. Do you know the smell of like the steam rooms? I don't know why.
Smells a little bit like ajashi.
Exactly. Maybe in those steam rooms, like some sweaty older men. That doesn't describe this tea very nicely, but when I'm drinking it as well, this is my least favourite.
Oh, yeah.
It's very like medicinal kind of.
It tastes a little bit like ginseng.
Yes, that's right, like the insam here.
Yeah.
For sure, it really has a ginseng-y flavour, but it doesn't have any of that in here whatsoever. And apparently this is made from Chinese bush clover. And they got a little picture of it on the front. Kind of looks like a cherry blossom as well. Yeah, that does taste like ginseng. And ginseng is not a pleasant flavour, I would say.
Not, no.
Do you take any like ginseng supplements or anything, John?
No, definitely not.
Because of the flavour?
It's just the flavour really for me. Like my parents, they used to love ginseng kind of candy whenever we would like go on a big trip in the car. And then if they would just like have it like in front, I would smell like the ginseng in the back, and it's just like, oh god, that scarred me for life. So there you go.
So you're not a fan.
Yeah.
I do take the extract from the pot. It tastes horrible, like, and it is black like tar as well. It's thick, but I just gulp it down with some water. But this is kind of the aftertastes in this Yagwan Mun, or the Chinese bush clover. I think this is the least recommended one to foreigners, I suppose. Yep. Getting onto this would take quite a while. It tastes really like Oriental medicine-y to me. Maybe it's good for you, so maybe we should drink it. They do say that the good things for your body don't taste very good, so maybe give it a try. We're going to play some B2B. This is The Feeling. The feeling indeed. The feeling drinking that last tea was not so good. Talking to the writer, and John was saying, kind of tastes like a taxi.
Oh, yeah.
A Korean taxi. And when I say that, listeners must be thinking, what are you talking about? Have you licked taxis in Korea? No. There is a certain old-style taxi smell in Korea,
Oh, yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
there?
A very distinct one.
I don't know where that smell comes from. Maybe a bit from the taxi driver, but I'm sure there must be some aroma that they're using.
You said it's a Chinese bush
clover.
Clover. Yeah. So maybe we just discovered the most favorite perfume and eau de cologne from all the taxi drivers in Korea.
Maybe. Eau de bush clover. Maybe
there you go.
It's called. Who knows? Apparently, it is good for you in many different ways, especially for men. That's what they say.
There you go.
And hotge as well, the second drink that we did, the Oriental Raisin Tea. On the front of this, it's got the character for namja. For man. So again, this is meant to be better for men than women.
Very manly program here today.
Yes, all the hormones racing around. Do they have that in Germany? Like in Korea, there's many foods and drinks associated with like men and being virile, giving lots of energy to men.
I don't think we have that in Germany. The only thing is really like beer. Like if you drink a lot of it, you're a man.
Yes,
this kind of connotation.
Beer belly, kind of macho thing. You're right. I can only think of like beer and whiskey, which have those kind of things. But they're not said to be good for a man's health, so to speak, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
But here in Korea, there's so many things.
I think Korea is a very health-conscious country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like, if you eat, I don't know, the one that springs to mind for me is like eel. The chango, they say it's really good for stamina, especially for men. And then also the puchu, which I think is the chives. That's meant to be really good for men. But in the UK, all I can think of is like there are aphrodisiacs, definitely, but that works for both men and women, like oysters and things like that, right?
But I don't think like people, like when they eat their food in the UK or Germany, they really think about, oh, by the way, this is great for my stamina. they just go, oh, I'm hungry, I want this, thank you.
There is a long-held, like, I guess, consciousness here about eating foods.
Absolutely.
And what they do for you, which is a good thing, I think, And it also, I kind of think, branches out into foods for different seasons and foods for different weathers. Like when it's raining here and you have some chon and pancakes. Is that not a thing in Germany either? Because it's not in the UK.
There is some foods that are very seasonal. For example, asparagus. So there's an asparagus season.
Yeah.
Don't ask me when it is, but my dad would probably know. Okay. And then whenever there's the asparagus season, like they will sell it for much more in the supermarkets. And people start making dishes with asparagus at home.
I see.
And stuff like that. So there's like special foods kind of season.
And that's what nature intended, I think, right? And that's a good thing. But we've really gotten used to having everything all year round, which is a bit
spoiled.
of a shame. Yeah, way too spoiled. Although in Korea, I must say, for the fruits, there's a lot of seasons there, right? Like strawberry season. The Korean grapes are my favourite grapes. Do you know the ones I'm talking about that you get out of the skin, the kind of black skin, and you have to spit out the seeds? It's quite awkward, but they taste like jelly almost. Those grapes, they only come out in the summer.
But you do realize you're talking to a single guy here who lives alone, so this guy is not eating fruit at home. There you go.
Not those grapes as well, because they are the most expensive things I've seen.
Yeah.
We bought a box last weekend, John. I'm sorry to make it sound even worse for you if you want these grapes. They're like 18,000 won for about 4 little bunches.
Wow.
But it's because my son goes mental. Like, he likes it more than candy. He'll just sit there with a bowl of these grapes. Yeah,
he's going to be very healthy. There you go.
He does also like candy a lot. A lot. We got 2 more drinks, and talking about my son, he loves fruit juices, and these are the next 2. We've got an orange one and a pear one. The Korean pear. Has this made its way to Germany yet, this Korean pear?
I don't think it has.
What are pears like in Germany then?
Well, pears, you just eat them like that. It's not like a drink. You don't really have a pear drink, I think.
They don't look the same, do they? The Korean pears the big round pears here in Korea, they're massive.
No. The ones I know is like
pear-shaped.
Yeah.
That's what we say in English as well, pear-shaped, because they're like bulbous, like a light bulb.
Like a light bulb, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they're the ones in the UK as well. I don't know if you've tried those as opposed to these Korean pears, but for me, they taste completely different.
Yeah, and I think the Korean pear is also a little bit like, I wouldn't say drier. It's a little bit drier, right? Like then compared to like a normal pear you would buy in a, for example, UK or German supermarket.
Yeah.
The ones over there is way more juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more like mushy, less solid here.
Exactly.
Like the pears here kind of have the texture of like a hard apple almost, with some little like stony bits inside as well. I love Korean pears, and I went to the UK just for a holiday last year.
Yeah.
They're on sale there in like the luxury supermarkets for like crazy prices as well.
Really?
They're expensive here anyway. Again, sorry for a single guy who can't afford to have the fruit by themselves. But yeah, here I think 1 pear can cost you maybe 3,000 won, like $3. But in the UK, it was more than like $5 for a pear.
Wow.
And they were marketed as Korean pears. I was amazed. First time I've seen them. So why don't we try this first then? For single guys, maybe this is the way to get your fruit as a juice.
There you go, yeah.
This has
very efficient.
Apparently the bits in it as well. It's like a bit... Oh, it's yellow. Like I thought it might have been a clearer, whiter, transparent colour, because pears here are white.
Oh, it does have a very strong pear smell.
Oh, yes. Wow. And on the front, it said this is good for hangovers as well. Why is everything for hangovers, right?
I think we're getting a kind of a general theme here.
We should stop drinking, maybe the producer is telling us. Okay, bottoms up for this. I can see the bits in here. Oh, it tastes really like proper fruit, doesn't it?
But I have to say, is it just me, or does it taste really similar to like natural apple juice?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the natural one, not the synthetic one.
Yeah, like proper pressed apples. Yeah, it does taste very similar to that. But like we said earlier, the Korean pears are a bit more similar to the apples. That's so true. The colour is very similar to apple juice as well. So if you're thinking, I'd love this Korean pear juice, I can't get it. Well, just have some natural apple juice.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty similar, you're right. Yeah.
There you go, guys. If you ever have a guest in Korea, he wants to get fresh pressed apple juice and you just can't find it, just get pear juice instead. He won't be able to tell it.
This also comes in the little cans as well, like tin cans, which is unusual because fresh pressed apple juice, I don't know about Germany, but in the UK it's usually in glass bottles,
exactly,
right?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
To make it look more, I guess, luxurious.
Yeah.
If they put this in a glass bottle, I think people would pay more for it as well. That's delicious, by the way. And yes, it says proven, apparently, to help with hangovers. Not sure how much I believe that. Next can looks like it's from the 80s or something. This design looks so old-fashioned. It's just got a couple of oranges on the front. Apparently, this is the original bitty orange juice. Are you not a fan of the pear after drinking the bitty bits?
You were preparing the next drink, so I thought, okay, I have to down it, and it's very sweet.
It is pretty sweet, that pear one. I don't know if there's extra sugar, but it does taste like the real pear as well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not too much added sugar, but there must be some. Anyway, are you all right to have this in the same cup, John? So this is the orange juice from a can, apparently with bits as well. Again, I've seen this in the fridge, but I've never picked it to drink. It's not fizzy. Oh, it's got bits in it. Okay, let's give it a try. Huh. It's tasty. It's got the bits in, but it tastes to me like it's maybe not naturally pressed orange juice.
This is supposed to be orange juice, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay, no.
What does it taste like?
It tastes for me, you know, like I try to drink every morning like a glass of water with a vitamin C pill.
Okay, inside, dissolved.
So it dissolves in it, right?
Yeah.
It tastes like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it doesn't taste to me the like natural orange juice, despite having the bits in.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like processed juice with real bits combined together.
Yeah, with some fizzy.
I don't know, yeah.
Very light fizzy feeling as well, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a fizz on your tongue. It's quite sour as well. And this would make for a nice, I guess, morning drink, I suppose. 75 calories in 240 mils. That's not too bad. Not great either for a diet, I suppose.
Yeah.
These are the fruity drinks. In the last segment, we've got some really Korean things, including certain drinks that you might be more familiar with alcohol. But these are the non-alcoholic versions, I promise. We're not going to get drunk on the show, unfortunately. We're going to play some Erber Bloom. This one is Drink Up. We're back for part 3 of Hot Off the Shelf, and we are talking about Korean drinks today that you can get from the convenience store. John has confessed that he's not a fan of sweet things.
Yes.
And so that must have been terrible for you. The pear was pretty sweet, then the orange juice was even sweeter. And we've got some even sweeter things as well, John.
Well, you know, you always got to challenge yourself. So
there you go. Push your boundaries.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to put this on your resume now. I can drink sweet drinks. We got 4 of them in front of us. We got a plum one made from rice, one made from apparently pine trees that our writer said we will probably hate.
Wow.
And then one made from berries as well. Take your pick, John. I'll be kind like that.
I think I will go for the pine tree one.
The pine tree one. It is called on it in English pine bud drink. Now, I know that there's a I can't remember the name. I've totally forgot it. They're called pine seeds in English. You know the little seeds that I'm talking. They're tiny. You'll find them sometimes floating on the top of tea here in Korea. And they look like teardrops. What is the name in English? In Korean, I mean. Let me see. I'm going to write it out on the internet. Bear with me. Pine nut. Here we go. I can't even spell nut. Chat.
Oh.
Do you know chat? Doesn't ring a bell either. I'm on those because they're really healthy, apparently. And I thought this might be a drink of those nuts because you have them in teas. But apparently our writer said no, it's a drink of the pine tree itself, which sounds a bit weird. Do we drink pine trees in Germany?
Well, I don't think so. Not really, yeah.
Oh, it smells kind of minty. It's a clearish liquid, although now I've poured it into a white cup, it's actually grey. What a weird colour to have a drink, like a grey drink.
Oh, wow. That's a first.
That's an odd tone to have, isn't it, for a drink?
But, you know, I really like the pine smell.
Yeah, like a car freshener.
No, yeah, that as well. But what it reminds me of is when I went with every Christmas when I went with my dad for Christmas tree shopping.
Oh, nice.
You go to like one of those Christmas tree selling places, and the whole place would smell like pine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever be tempted to drink those pine trees?
To drink the pine tree?
No.
Sure.
Well, now you can. John, this is
fantastic.
Living a Christmas dream. Okay, bottoms up for this. I've never tried this either. Whoa, that's a weird first taste.
Actually, I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not into like the sweet drinks. I like sweet things as well. So I think we've got different taste buds. What does that taste like to you? That is a weird...
It just tastes like Christmas, like very healthy Christmas. Yeah, now I just want to sing Christmas songs. There you go.
They should market this as a Christmas drink, I think,
they really
in Germany,
should,
right?
Yeah.
It tastes to me, that first initial mouthful, like... What's it called? It's called mulpas here. You know those patches that you stick when your muscles hurt, and it smells like really spicy almost on your skin. Tastes a bit like that. It tastes like something you shouldn't drink. To me, there is a bit of mint in there and menthol. It seems like, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, actually, we recently started at the hotel I'm working at to make a cocktail that is made with pine juice.
Oh, really?
So I tried it recently, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. It tastes like very summery. Yeah. So it has like this healthy component in it.
I could see this as like a Pim's cocktail.
Exactly.
You know, in the UK, with some cucumbers and strawberries chopped up in there. I could see that, yeah, but it's still a foreign taste to me. You can take the rest of that home, John. There's your present for today's show. We'll go and do a couple more now. Maybe the ones we're more familiar with, at least me. The Meische, which is the plum here. Which is also really said to be super healthy, not just for men, but for women as well. But this, I don't think you've tried it, John, but it is really sweet. And they have an alcoholic version of this, which also tastes nice and sweet.
I know this one.
Yeah,
this is the one. This is the one at the restaurant. You get at the restaurant sometimes, right?
Yes, the alcohol there.
Yeah.
Usually in the green bottle. Sometimes there is still a plum in the bottom as well, just sitting there.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Too sweet.
No, but I do know the taste. Yeah,
you need to see John's face. If you watch this on YouTube, it should be uploaded maybe tomorrow, hot off the shelf. John does not enjoy the sweet ones, and I don't enjoy the other ones. So, I love that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, so good. I have the taste buds of like a 4-year-old though. Like I like sweet things, desserts, and stuff like that. Oh, that's delicious. I love the smell as well. Doesn't it smell like plums? No. You're not impressed.
No. It's just too sweet.
I could drink that all day and my teeth would probably fall out the next day, but still, absolutely delicious for me. I'm going to use a couple more cups because I don't think John can finish these sweet ones, right? The Bokbunja. This I've never seen because it's in a tiny little bottle, which you usually get the vitamin drinks.
Yeah,
in,
exactly.
Right?
The 500 ones.
Yeah, but I'm guessing this is maybe marketed a similar way, like it's a kind of health drink made from many different raspberries.
All right.
Bokbunja can be the word also for the alcoholic drink.
Exactly. That's what the first thought I had when I just heard you say Bokbunja. I was like, what? Like, what are you going to do with me in this hour of the day? My God.
I promise there's no alcohol in it. There are 55 calories, but not too bad. Do you like the alcohol, the Bokbunja?
It's all right, like from time to time. And if you have like some Korean barbecue together with it at a restaurant, that's good. Yeah,
I think that goes well together. It's kind of like Korea's wine, Bokbunja, I suppose. And I feel like I'm being healthier than if I'm drinking soju and beer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice berry smell, isn't it? I'm assuming this might be sweet, though.
Oh, it's very sweet.
Wow, that's even sweeter than the plum, I think. Like you're having candy, just liquefied.
Yeah, liquefied candy. And it's very weird because there's no alcohol in it. Like, you know, like if you always had the one drink with alcohol and then somebody gives you the same drink with the same taste just without it, it just tastes weird.
It's missing. It's lacking that kick at the end.
Exactly.
That is too sweet even for me, actually. Wow. They found a drink that Peter cannot drink in terms of sweetness. You've outdone me. I don't like that. That is too sweet. You're right. Okay, going to our last one, which for me is the weirdest one because it looks kind of like makgeolli, right?
It does look like makgeolli.
Korean rice wine. And it's called, literally translated, morning sun.
Well, maybe if you drink it, your day is going to be much more shinier because you had a bunch of makgeolli in the morning.
Is there a guarantee? Yeah, maybe that is it.
Yeah.
But again, there's no alcohol in this. This is the only one, apart from the plum, and the Bokbunja, in a glass bottle. But, it smells very ricey. So we'll pour this out, one for John, one for myself. It's very thick. It's kind of almost milky. Give that a little sniff.
Oh.
What does that smell like?
It does smell like makgeolli. A little bit.
Yeah, like, again, makgeolli minus the alcohol, I suppose. But it smells really savoury and looks really milky. Let's give this a try then.
Cheers.
I'm not looking forward to this. Oh, it's a bit sweet again.
It tastes like peanut butter.
A little bit, I can see what you're talking about there, yeah.
Right?
Like a bit nutty, definitely nutty in there. A bit sweet and a bit milky as well. This would be kind of nice as a breakfast substitute, maybe if you're on a diet or something.
You know what it tastes like? If you go to Jeju-do, and there's this island called Udo, right next to Jeju-do.
With the peanuts, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it tastes like they have a lot of peanut-based stuff they sell there in terms of food. And especially in summer, they sell peanut butter ice cream.
Ooh,
and
wow.
it has the same taste. So if you would just basically put this in ice cream form, that's what the taste would be like.
You would have a little peanut butter ice cream. You're right. If you close your eyes, you could imagine this being peanut flavour.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that is not bad. I like this.
Yeah.
I think I might pick this up at the store. What do you think then, John? You've tried a whole host of different drinks.
Yeah.
Your favourite and your least favourite?
I think my favourite definitely was the nudelji.
Oh, really? The nurungji, the grain rice drink.
Yeah.
Not the rice drink that we had just now.
I think the rice drink we just had now is very heavy. Like
is a bit heavy, isn't it?
I'm a big fan of kind of light drinks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you don't want to feel like you're eating a meal whilst drinking something. So the nurungji was the best. In terms of the worst, I'm guessing one of the sweet ones.
Probably the Bokbunja.
The berry drink, right?
Too sweet.
Really tastes like extract, doesn't it? Like super sweet in there, candy. For me, it was that last one. That's a revelation because I thought I would dislike it because it looked like makgeolli without alcohol, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound very nice. But it doesn't taste like makgeolli. It tastes like you said, like peanutty.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it. I'm going to freeze this and, like you said, maybe have some peanut ice cream. I wonder if that will work. Probably not. And my least favourite, I think I'm going to go with you, actually, John. That raspberry is too sweet. How can anyone just drink this by itself?
Even though, I have to say, it might share the last place with the other taxi drink. You know,
the one that tastes like old men and taxis as well. That was not a great tea, but at least I think that's healthy, and it's not full of calories. This one, it's got calories, it's got sugar, and it tastes too sweet. Okay, there are rankings. They don't mean a jot in the market at all. Yeah. So don't take our word for it. Come and try them all when you come to Korea. John, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
We're going to have to say goodbye for the time being, but maybe we can get you back in, especially when Xander's off Gadalavante.
Absolutely.
Would you like to send a message to all our listeners, including your fans who are tuning in just for you?
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this show. I was loving it to be back on radio, and yes, I hope to see you guys soon.
In terms of social media, is there anywhere that they can follow you, John?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook under Soleil, and also my new DJ moniker called Tim Tal. You can also follow me on Instagram on soleil.official or Tim Tal OFC. And find me on SoundCloud to listen to some mixes.
Soleil being SOLAII.
Yes.
Okie dokie, fantastic. Have a great week and hopefully see you again in the future, John.
See you soon.
Thank you so much. It's time for Park Yun-ha and Yu Sung-woo. This is Summer Night Picnic, Yorumbam Picnic.